truck to see how it is. Put 34 pounds of air in all the tires and stuff shoved in under the boat on top of the car. Got a little hole for about 2 people in the back. This is about all we got. Just a little room back here. We're almost ready for the trip. This is the view we have that we're leaving to go up in the Northwoods. Lake looks real pretty tonight. On the other side of Duluth. As you can see, all the women are pretty darn cozy in here. It's probably 40 degrees, if anything. So we're getting ready to get on. Now we're on the highway getting in closer to Thunder Bay. And you can just see it's really pretty. Check on some of the high hills are still ice. It's such a pretty view that we had to just stop and take a shot. There also is a real nice farm here. Really pretty. Just really super pretty. One more shot. You can see we run into a little bit of a problem here. It is no problem. I believe they're got a little hang up here on the road. They're going to try to do, I believe, is drive this piece off. That'll get it up in a little bit higher, and that's what we got a little hold up here. But like I say, we possibly could get around her. I think we're going to just have to sit and wait. Hope it ain't too long. Now I see all the inspectors, they're starting to come down here to take a look at the situation. Looks like we might get the way clear yet. Just got done stopping now. We're on this logging road and about 25 miles halfway at about 20 miles an hour. And this is what you see is this nice little river. There's fish down in here and everything, but we got about halfway on the logging road, and then we're gonna really have to work to get in further. But this is so pretty here, we had to stop and rest a little bit. Just another little view of the other side. It's a little homemade bridge here. This road is virtually, I don't know what you call it. It's pretty rough. Along the edge here to give a fast shot of the scenery. There's lakes, there's just miles of nothing. It's just brush country is what it is. It's stunted popple and birch. very, very small, but it's just lakes that's never been fished before. Across the road, as you can see, it's just barren and stuff and hills. Just nothing, just like a tornado come through here. Destruction or what, but just had to stop again on the way and give you an idea what we're... Well, we finally made it. Over 11 hours on the road. We stopped approximately 15 minutes maximum. We're at the river landing down here where we're going to go probably 7 to 9 miles in the portage and everything. You can see we still got ice here. This ice will be easy to break. It's been out about 2 weeks, so we went by numerous lakes that if you carry a boat probably 200-300 yards, you could have probably real good fishing, but we're going to go for the best. As you can see, we got a raft, and it's a 2,500 pound rated one, and I think we're going to need every bit of it. And we're going to tie it down, and we're going to get on our way if we ever can.
We're going to tie some rope on this.
This is what you call a load. A 2,500 pound rated raft and probably 1,500 pounds plus in it. 12-foot boat, 4 people. Now we're trying to tie up the top so it won't all fall off, and hope that we'll make it okay. Well, we're on our way. We're in a 12-foot boat loaded down, plus all the raft loaded down, tied down. This is kind of a wide area here. It's a little wavy, but we're going to get into the Small Creek River area pretty soon, so it ain't too bad. At least the motor started and it run.
It's running on 1 cylinder.
And by the way, it's running on 1 cylinder, so we ain't out of the woods yet. Well, we're still on our way. See the ice on the shore. We got to cross the big major open water. Raft every once. Yeah, I don't know if we've been out here now about 14 hours, but you can see this one bay is entirely iced up. But we're having probably 65, 70 degree weather right now. It's just unbelievable. That's really melting the ice what's left. Now we're still fighting our way along. Just went through one rapids and dodged a couple rocks, sticks, and a little bit of ice. Everything is going along real nice, so. Well, we're starting to get around one portage and making our way. Boy, this is kind of rough going, but we're doing her. We're doing her to her. Well, I know the girls are out there someplace. They got behind and caught in the trees. Just one of those things. They try to take an easier way and end up to be a harder way. Trees all over the place here. Well, we're making our way. It's our first bit of bad luck. You can see this one portage is just nothing but ice. I don't know what we're going to do. We might have to wait a day and camp on shore before we can go on. I don't know. Ice or no ice, we're trying. Try to work our way around one point to a big rock and then get the boat and that over the portage and pull the raft from there. That's what we're faced with.
Recording this, they told me to wait here while they're trying to get the boat up through the rapids. This ice is really black. It looks like black coal floating down. And where we have to go through it is really a lot of it. It's really neat. Had a hard time getting the raft through. Rick says the water is a lot higher than it usually is. Waiting now till they bring the boat up, and then I'll get a picture of that. That'll probably be a while. He's over there with the boat. He's got a ways to come up here to the shore yet. He's making it. That whooshing sound you hear every now and then is when the ice hits. There's a tree that sticks out in the middle of the rapids a little ways, and when the ice hits it, it breaks the ice up. It's really neat sound. And we're just about out of here now, once we get the boat up. Rick's making a run for it now to see if we can get through that ice. Make a hole for us to get through there. Let's go check it out. Ice is thicker than it seems.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Rick's out on the way out in the ice. He's trying to make a trail, but you know, the motor stopped out there. It's the second time that's happened. He's trying to get her going. He has to do it by hand with a rope. I think he's moving now. Awful lot of ice. We're up on a great big hill of rocks here. It's really neat. I always say that. Oh, it's all there's an awful lot of moss on these rocks. It's stuff you'd like to take home and see if they'd grow.
Well, we're here. We couldn't make it through the ice. We're going to try to wait a day or so and try to make it up where we're camping. You can see the kind of mess we got going here. We dried out everything. We got our big main portage done. We're on a big rock, and Rick is starting a fire. This is where my wife's going to be sleeping tonight. We didn't want to undo the tent. We didn't have no room for stakes. So this is where we're going to be sleeping.
Yeah.
This is what you call the great outdoors. I still like that. She's making our home. Terrible.
Speak.
All right, now watch it. Okay, I'm gonna throw it back.
There he goes.
Ah.
Good eating size. Okay, I just such a high rock that
Well, keep talking.
I just can't. Such a cliff if I ever fall off here. Another small walleye, but fight like heck, and I don't know.
Oh, it's a high cliff.
Okay. There he goes.
It's 11 o'clock. It's Sunday. The ice is slowly going out. We held up and we're still camping here. We're going to lose a couple days fishing, but we're managing to get enough walleyes to eat, small ones, and later on there's another little creek I'm going to follow up that goes into a little puddle about a half-mile away. I'm going to try to walk in. It's pretty rough terrain. And where I'm aiming the camera now on that one far point, we got to get around in there to go where the proven fishing is. And but it's looking up and the weather is beautiful. So the only thing we can do is fight these big mosquitoes. And I'm gonna go try that little secret lake. I'm gonna try to walk in there if I can make it.
The old man shaving his face. Can't stand to have a beard for 2 days.
Oh, this feels good though. It's water, it's just ice cold. You want ice in your drink, all you have to do is reach down. Here's all the ice you need. That's for your drinks.
Sunday afternoon, we're breaking up camp on this big rock over by the rapids, and we're gonna be moving over to the good fishing spot. We're loading everything up again. We just about got it.
We're gonna take off. On our way, hear what's going on. We got about 150, 200 yards of ice. Should be all clear. But you know what ice does to rubber rafts. You see the load we got on there, so it's not all fun. That's our destination over there, that point we're going a long way. There should be open water that comes around here. Well, I don't know. We made it across the lake. We got over here. We got the camp set up. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. This is the area we try to get to now. We lost almost 2 days, but you can see the tent's all set up nice. Took a hell of a lot to do it. That's dumb tent. We got different stakes than I ever seen, but that's it. Lots of good food. You gotta use it up. One thing nice about the lake, you can see right now that we got the milk and everything there. It keeps pretty cool. Believe it or not, we're not going to have fish till later on. Yeah, this is what I went down. I tried to get some walleyes for breakfast. You can't have the camera with you all the time. This is what I come up with. I thought it was a good 8-pounder, but Rick weighed it. It weighed 7 pounds.
Real nice trout. We would eat it for breakfast, but as you know, they're like carp to eat, so we're going to throw it back and try to get some walleyes, and it's pretty hard to use a camera on all the fishing.
Well, we've been eating breakfast and we got a few more going. It's just fish and breakfast go together about probably 9 o'clock. The wife's cooking the fish. It just seems that us men go out fishing and you got to get up at 5 o'clock to go out and really have the good fishing, and we're having a little problem with high water here fishing along this edge. But maybe here later on today we'll go out on a little island and do some good fishing. But now it's really nice, relaxing, and got all the tent and a good night's sleep last night for the first time, and probably gets 70 degrees during the daytime here and probably 40 degrees at night. Well, now we're going up a trail, and you got to watch out for the snow on the ground here. Just that we had ice out and everything, and the water is really high here. We're having a problem on trying to fish in between this. 2 lakes is what we're fishing in between. The water's right. See, it makes it almost impossible to fish. Where the edge of the line is now, it's just, you can't. And high water, fast water. It seems that I lost a couple pretty good sized lake trout early this morning. It seems to bite better earlier. And I did have that one that went 7 pounds. I thought it would go a little better. But the whole problem is you need somebody with this camera. But anyhow, what we're doing is getting hopefully some pretty good shots. But I don't know, I always wanted to get a big trout. A friend of Rick's got 3 trout over 20 pounds in here last year. Here's one little point that we can fish out a little bit. But this is not quite the area that we want to get at. Oh, man. Going up a pretty good bank here. Kind of a jungle. We cut a few trees off, we could probably fish here, but we've had enough little minor problems. The electric motor, we got that set up. Believe it or not, that we lost a prop the first thing after lugging a heavy battery and everything in. And then we had trouble with the outboard motor a little bit. The rewind broke, but we're using it. Another beautiful day starting. Now we're getting kind of in a muskeg and some moose in through here. Some moose in here, but it's just like green velvet. Just full of green velvet. It's like you're walking on a nice carpet. But then again, there's these damn tree roots here. Oh boy. But we getting closer to. We're actually going in between two lakes now. Would have probably been take a boat back here, but it's just the damn trees are just too tight to get a boat through. Got a few little markers here on the trees so we don't get lost. We anticipate fishing back here pretty much. Should be. Well, we're getting a little closer. Oh, we're finally getting down here. Had a camera. I turned off a portion here. I had just don't know, but what we did is got here's where I've been catching the trout, and we got a tree root deadfall, and you can see we made a little dock that you can slip off and get darn good and wet. This is where I've been getting it, kind of an eddy out here. This is where I've been catching a trout. I got the wife along, and it's probably 9:30, but we're going to go out and I'll try a few casts and see what happens. Then we're going to try to follow up this stream and hit another lake back here that, and just see what that looks like, if it's possibility of fishing that. Well, I made it. Come on out. We're going to give her about 10 good shots here casting, and then we're going to move on. I just seen another trout jump down here, and what I'm basically using now is just it's not a surface bait, because these trout are getting on a few of the flies that come to the top. All I got is a plain Mr. Twister on, and I'm working it, jigging it, keeping it probably, possibly 2-3 feet below the surface, because there's many snakes you can get here. And trout still like the jerky procedure, the Mep spinners, all the hot lake trout lures they just really don't want, but this I think looks like what they're feeding on the flies once in a while. There isn't a lot of suckers or anything in here yet. Maybe it's too close to ice out. So what I'm trying to do is, I'd love to just catch one with the camera right here now, because it's a good 10-minute battle in this cold water. I'm sitting on a partial tree limb, and one of them this morning, when I had it on, I lost the first one, and the second one was jumping out of the water like a bass. When I did luck out and get that 7-pounder, I was reached down over this tree bank. You got to remember, I'm sitting on a tree. And when I'm sitting on this tree in this rut, you reach down about 4 or 5 feet. You try to put a grip on a trout, it gets pretty rough. See, I thought I got could have been a walleye. The walleyes really aren't in here, right in this spot. The good original spot in the Rick goes, it's so flooded out there that we started to build a little dock out there. I think this is about 6 feet above normal right now, the water level. So it's just when that's the one that when the camera battery went dead, that's just what I caught, as a little 14-inch walleye. It's a little male. They're really in here just starting to spawn now, and we haven't got any really big ones. About 2 pounds has been the best, but this is typical little male walleye that I caught. Tomorrow morning we're going to go out, and I'm going to try to get a
film on this trout if I can get my wife out of bed at 5 in the morning. We're going to go out here and you can at least see what happens when you tie into a big lake trout. Look at here, we're 2 moose that come across here. They're right into the muskeg. Go right down. Oh man, right across here, went right across this river flowing fast and nothing even seems to bother me. Went right straight across, water and current and all. Now we're going to go on our way to this other lake, I think, back here and see if we can find any place to shore fish. Rest time, we're on our way to another lake. I don't know if we can do any fishing. It's hot out here, it really is. She's dressed pretty warm. We stop along the way, put a little snow and cool down. There's just no air here. You're just in a place there's no air. And, don't seem possible, but right here it can probably be the humidity high or what, but it is actually warm, and yet there's snow on the ground. And so we're still on our merry way. Made it back to this one lake. I finally got out on the shore. With this high water, it's bad, but it'd be awful hard to try to cast or anything in here. And look, really what I'm trying to do now is find another rapids or something and checking out more for lake trout fishing. I never did a lot of it, and from the looks of it, if I can look down, this lake is probably about 300 acres. I'm looking down on the far end and there's another falls where the river goes through. It's a ways that we can make it down there. It might be an excellent place for lake trout. Here it looks like it'd be just ideal for the big northerns, and a guy could possibly fish from shore, but you got so much of this structure here that if I start wheeling a Mr. Twister out there with no leader or anything on it, I don't think it'd last very long. So we're going to try to move around the woods and get way down there if possible. If not, not. Well, we gave up trying to get to the far end of this. I think you can see why. The like's along and I'm too damn old for this stuff. Holy mackerel. Just the idea that I nailed on some big lake trout this morning, and I think I'll try tomorrow morning. I think I'll just concentrate on that one area basically and maybe hope that I can get a trophy. And we can always get the little walleyes for eating and let Rick try to work on a big northern. But I'd sure like to follow this place up and get way on the other end. And used to carry boats into places like this, but the high water makes it almost shore fishing really, really bad. But there's a couple places here. Maybe we'll have enough time to get over here and try it. So we're on our way out, and we started trying to build a bridge out to where the rock is over there. See the rock out there? That's Rick's 500 walleye a day rock, he calls it, because they have caught 500 walleyes in one day off this one rock. But we gave up the idea. We got down there in the end. It gets kind of wet, and we might finish it up. This little island right out here, we're going to put a couple hours of fishing on there. I'm going out there with my wife and shave, clean up out there, and we're going to fish. It drops off a little bit, might have a chance on a lake trout or something. We're on our way out there now.
Going out on that.
The island, and what we're doing, it isn't really much of an island. It's probably 20 feet around, or 25 feet. It's a big rock and a few little trees growing out of it. That's about it. Got Rick's out in a boat. He's checking the depth around the island to give me an idea how deep it is. And all we're going to do, it's a bad time of day, is sit out here for a couple hours or so and just see what'll happen. Now this is Tuesday morning. We was out on a rock that we didn't do nothing for the big trout. This is probably about 7 in the morning. The trout have been in here jumping. And we got a little tree root, and a little muskrat comes and bothers us all the time. I'm standing on a tree root now, but we're going to try for some big trout here this morning. They don't seem to take smelt or anything like that. You got to fool them into a Mr. Twister, kind of like a surface feeding they are, and you try to put a little bug out there like bass fishing, they want to take it, they just take a twister. So we're going to try her this morning and see what we can do. It's sitting on the rock yesterday, produced nothing all afternoon, but there's always that chance. So I'm waiting for one to jump now, and I can't see him jump, but the big trout are in here. I lost these 2 yesterday in here and caught that 1 7-pounder. And I had one on, I know, bigger than that, so we're going to give her a whirl this morning. Big trout. Oh, man. Great for the weeds. Went out. Nice trout. Nice trout. Look at trout. Hell, it's a big walleye. Oh, it's a trout. Look at him jump. He ain't jumped yet. They're so brown. I'll net it myself. A guy finally fixed up a big net that we didn't have before. This is one of the few that I was hoping for. I'm so darn used to being a big trout. We finally fixed up the net that Rick broke here. We didn't have it yesterday, and I'm so sure this early in the morning this was a trout. It's not. It's a female walleye, one of the few. But they're so brown colored. Look at how dark colored they are. But well, it'll be a nice breakfast this morning, so I thought it was a trout the way it hit. It can really fight. Sitting on this tree limb, I tell you, it's just like balancing. I guess it's no trout, but another darn walleye, but we sure got a lot of fight, Joe. There's 2 of us sitting on the tree, and okay. I don't know what it is. There's a few jumping out there, but I went to a homemade spoon, and I hate to churn up the water to spook them or what I'm going to do, but it's the last resort. We're going to try that. We haven't even had one on this morning, just walleyes, but this time I'm going to churn up the water now, and we'll just see what will happen here in time. It's a log on that homemade spoon. Holy mackerel. Get it in the water. I don't know. Big female walleye. I thought I had the big trout. Look at the color of that thing. I got to get her over here. Probably going to get off. Look at that. Homemade plug. We tried everything. Everything from that you could think of. The 5 of diamonds, we must have lost 50 out here, Rick did. What we're biting on is a homemade spoon. Well, that's okay. I hope it's a trout. It's gonna jump. Watch that. No, there it goes. Oh, he's taking line. Oh, big trout. Yeah, big trout. Usually they'll jump like a bass. Pretty in the water. Trout, but it wasn't as big as I figured. It was a nice fish. The only reason I'm using this homemade bait so much and catching walleyes and everything on is we lost everything in our tackle box. Rick lost a dozen twisters in 10 minutes with his wife out there in one place, and why I got these little twisters on the end of it, it keeps it going up a little bit higher and you let it fluttering down. So normally I figured we could stir up the water a little bit. I hate to do it and try to catch a trout, but that's all we've been doing, and I'm going to try another 10 minutes or so, then we'll go check and see what Rick's doing. For smoking, I don't know. Just about. Got to be careful though. I didn't have a leader on this. I got it double tied on 12-pound test line. Can't shake it off. Probably going to have to use the net on it. Maybe I can just... I better see if I can grab them. Yeah, he's got that bait in him, and this is one of the times you don't want to put your hand down in their mouth because they're vicious. All the times you come out here on the walk, I didn't bring a pliers or anything. You can see the bait he took though. Now you folks can watch me get my gol darn hands chopped off. What we're trying to do is keep from getting snags all the time. I got this later one on this homemade spoon. That's exactly what it is. It's made out of a spoon. I'm trying to keep it just from getting snagged. I don't know why they're not biting on much anything else, but I might just have to I finally I'm gonna let him go, and I'm gonna go out. Checking on Rick down here. He's out churning up the water now. And I don't know, he's only probably 100 yards from me. It's hard to have a camera on both places. What are you using?
I'm using the wrong thing.
What are you using?
5 of diamonds.
Yeah, I know. I lost 3 of them myself. Red-eye wigglers, shad wraps, all that stuff is garbage.
Garbage. You
know what I got? We got about 5-6 walleyes on that homemade bait, because you know what I did with it? I'll show you after. I put twisters on it to get it up on the top, and it still got surface.
All modified.
Walleyes and everything. We saved about 4 walleyes. Lost 1 trout, probably about 5 pounds, but I'm still going back over there and catch that big trout. That's what I'm after. If you need, I got still got some of those spoons, but I'm telling you, they're really going after them. That's the only thing that will keep from getting snagged. Well, you just keep churning it up, and I'm going to churn it up down here now and see what's going on. But I think you should put some twisters on that 5 of diamonds. It'll work like this other one. It'll keep it up higher.
Cast.
You know, that if you put them twisters on there, it'll not have the action, but it'll go up higher. I think that's the trick. Well, I'm going back and still going to get a trout. Well, I see my wife sitting down here. She don't like to cast her fish too much. She don't really know how to do it, so I had to coax her into coming down here to try to make a little bit of fishing film this morning. And otherwise, we like to go exploring too, and look for little different lakes. I'd still like to get back into that lake we were yesterday and just take a few fishing baits along and try it for a half hour. If we get anything, fine. Just fun to get out there. But she's sitting there, and I'm gonna go throw out a spoon. What'd you do, catch one?
Yeah, I got lucky. Just a little double.
I tell you, I got bigger ones than that.
If we don't get them any bigger than this, pretty soon we better go home.
No, you just don't know what you're doing. I've caught the majority of the fish right now. I say some for shore lunch. I got one here that a northern had bit the back off, and it weighs over 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds.
I guess we better go in and eat.
Geraldine's fishing now. We got a smelt on a bait, 17-pound test line on just a conventional rod and reel. Same pool, and the bait's out there, and the cork is moving, and we got a dead smelt on it, and we're using this big whirlpool around here. It'll get around and hope we get an area. We're still after a lake trout. Well, we might catch a northern or something, but this is basically a lake trout area where we're in right now, even though we've been catching walleyes in that here. It's the trout we're in, and we're trying 10 o'clock methods right now, and then hopes that we can snag one. So she might let out a couple hundred yards of line because the current takes it funny in this eddy and all the way around, and hopefully we'll do something. So she's working away at it, and I'm just going to sit down and take it easy.
Yeah.
Boy, going into the weeds. Oh, come on up. Right into the weeds. Well, I got Geraldine set up out here. I tried that dumb spoon again, and it's a big walleye. There's a lot of logs, there's a lot of stuff here. We got to get them over a tree root. Try to beach him.
Boy, he's big.
Gonna get him beached over here. That spoon, I tell you, this design is just about right depth and everything for them. Funny how you can go down to the store and try to buy the right bait and you can't get the right bait. You gotta make your own. He's got some pretty good teeth too. That is a dandy, ain't it? Get back in there. Boy, well that helps. Guess I don't have to say much, do I?
No. When I get this out, I put
Oh, that's all right. That happens. That happens.
This is the worst damn line or whatever I ever saw.
Would the big fish do that or what?
Yes.
By the way, you're on camera anyhow, so
Oh, great.
all them words you said are on camera. I just got done losing
Well,
the
that'd
big
be the most
the big lure too, you know, so I went up in the box and I got a couple more of the homemade ones. And we went out and built out this bridge just on the other side of us over here, probably not even 100 yards away. We got it out to the 500 rock. That's where Rick caught 500 walleyes in one day. But anyhow, sometimes these kind of reels and that you get a little mess once in a while, and got one going, but it's hot, sun's out, and
5 weeks.
we're still trying. As you can see, Rick's out there tying it up finally. We built this long bridge, and that's that little bit of the rock. It used to be a lot more showing there. And it's a good 60 feet long anyhow. You see him out there working away. It took a lot to get him going at it, but he started, and Becky had to do all the work. So
Ooh, I got it.
Oh, here I-
Further. It's a walleye? No, it's a walleye. It's a big sucker, man. This is a big fish. Ooh, that's what I see jump.
Jim.
hey, what's the matter? Can't you even hang on to that devil?
The line snap. Ah, that is a nice walleye. Live fish. First one.
Can you get it? I'm not going to help it because I got to film it back
All we
here.
want is the lure back.
You got to remember, this is that famous 5 of diamonds. Just happened to do this job.
Fish. Ah.
This is what Rick's wife has to go do. That's a big female walleye.
She's a nice
Look at that. I wish we should get really a close-up of this because this is in excess of 5 pounds here. You can't really, I'm out on this platform, it's kind of hard to get it, but this is really a nice one. Can you get a view of that, what the hell it is?
It's nice. That's over 5.
Yeah, well over 5. I'll put it down in the water and you watch when he puts it in the water, this thing will go. You don't have to do any surviving at all, that
That's
baby's
good.
gone.
She wants to take a picture on the camera, so.
Oh, she wants to.
I'm gonna
Well,
let
that's
her-
fine. I'm going to sign off on this part of it. Boy, that is a beautiful, beautiful fish. She's ready to release it now. Make some nice fillets, but they get a little bit too big. They sway, and you'd have to deep fry them. And this is that famous 500 rock again. Yeah, that's. Notice that recovery. Well,
Most guys
one
never
more to
a
catch
5.
out here.
Most guys never catch a 5 in their life, more or less let one go.
Now you get
better.
one 5+ and let it go. I don't know. Looks like Rick's wife's got another one here. That's still a little bit too big for eating though. We gotta have them smaller, they taste better.
Yeah.
That's good, put them back. We need is these little pound males or £1.25. Boy, them are the delicious ones. Sure a beautiful day out here though. Jeez. Just got back to the campsite and I'm looking out over that little island we spent a few hours on yesterday trying to catch a lake trout, and we didn't have any luck at all. But it's a beautiful day. It's about 1:30, 2 o'clock. We're just going to sit around and camp and go out in the evening and try for lake trout again, and probably end up with them walleyes. It just seems to be hammering. You can't discourage them at all. They're still into the spawning because some of the females that we got, when we released them, they were the eggs were coming out of them. The small males are full of milk, so it's pretty early for fishing here. The northerns really haven't come back in yet. There's a few suckers started, so we should have a good tape on some northern fishing probably maybe tomorrow or the next day. But now we're still after one thing, and that's big lake trout.
Okay, you're on.
I'm gonna get ready for a shore lunch, but I don't know. Some of these I should throw away. A little bit too big. That's still a awful nice stringer. We've been throwing away. This is for our shore lunch and our little deep freeze. And I think we'll have a pretty good little mess here. Looks pretty good, don't it? Rick's out on the lake trying to trace down his cork. I think a big northern broke his 12-pound test line, took his cork and everything. I've been trying to tell him that was too light a line, but this is what happens. Trying to get up on a spruce hen. Maybe you can see it walking. My God, Geraldine's got one, and she's gonna have to land it all by herself. She's out on that long platform. I'm here with the camera. Oh, it's jumping. Look at that size of that thing. She's doing it. Can you believe this? I don't know how in the world. Oh, mercy, she got it. How'd you like that? That's just the way she picked that thing right out of the water like that. Got it with the teeth right in there. The teeth are right in by her thumb that can just cut it to pieces and everything. I gotta go out there and assist her now. Just be careful that they don't start cutting your thumb all to pieces. Them are sharp teeth. So I gotta go out there and help. I gotta go out on this risky place. Now she's releasing her fish. Now watch this fish fly away. It won't be like, you don't have to revive them here.
There you go.
Yeah. Is it a pretty good size one? Walleye?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's a nice walleye.
Yeah.
Now what do you do?
Step on it.
Tell you, I tried to go out on the rock with her and help her out on a casting once in a while, but there isn't much room out there. I almost fell in on the way back out. I think I got my, she releases this one. I'll show you where my my glasses are. They're in the water. Baits and oh, I don't know. But we're having fun. I don't know if she'll be able to get the hook out or not. Look at that one. I don't know. Right behind her just jumped. That was what we're really after. That's a lake trout, believe it or not. And I don't care what you're using, it's hard to get them. We went back to the original one I caught 3 of them on, and hope the heck that we keep getting walleyes now because we just can't nail these trout. Smelt out here and just nothing will do it. Only thing that really did it was Mr. Twister. Well, it's gone now. There's a cork that went out of my pocket, and I think my glass case there, so this bridge we made here, and we got a rope to help to steady it, but holy mackerel, I don't know. But the fish are jumping, and we just can't nail that big trout yet, but we're going to get them. Bring it over the bank over here, why don't you? Get it swinging around the tree root. Yeah, sticks and everything, but that's part of it. You may as well release it. We got so many to eat now. That's a nice one. That's a kind that's pretty good eating. Well, back to the... Well, that's all right. This is one northern we're going to save. We didn't get a catching of it, but we're going to save for smoking. They're really good smoke. Yeah, it's Wednesday morning, and we're out of bed bright and early, and what we normally do is have a cup of coffee, and we're going to go out and try for some probably get some walleyes and try for another trout this morning, and then we're going to go. Rick's down setting up already. You can see him out in the water for big northerns. So we'll spend some time after big northerns. They're starting to come in now. But I'm still going to give her one more last shot on the trout. And when we fish big northerns, I'll be with my wife Geraldine right out on this one little island out there. There's a little eddy. If not, where these rapids are right directly across here, we might have to set up. Where I am now, it's just, the current is just wrong where they usually fish. So we'll be out over there, or we'll be out right here on this one little island, and there's a little bay in there, and then we'll fish northern with the dead smelt and that. But right, the first thing we're going to start off is go back in and try to get a trout or some walleyes for our dinner, and we're just going to have a quick cup of coffee and a couple of cookies, and we're going out. Really down deep. Great big walleye. This is big. Really super big. He's ready to come in. Dandy. This one here probably will save for shore lunch. I can't keep getting any smaller ones. I'm using a jig behind the jig, double hooked and hoping for a trout yet, but I think we'll save that one to eat. It's a little big for that. Get into that curtain, I just don't want to force this 12-pound test line. Look at him jump in the background. This might be that trout. Oh no. Another great big walleye. This thing here is, I don't know, really fighting a good 5 pounds. Man alive, we just can't get nothing for shore lunch. This is a dandy though. Holy man, is this nice. I don't know if he's quite ready. Oh boy, and I got that thing right down in his mouth where he wanted to swallow it. I was back and forth off the bottom. Oh man, how do I get that out of him? Oh, watch it. Oh, man. I ain't gonna put my hand in his mouth. Boy, I lucked out on that double jig. And it's a trout fly and Mr. Twister and another twister onto the trout fly. Boy, is that a dandy, huh? Well, I hate to see this, but there it goes. I don't have to revive it because we're catching them right on the spot. Had 2 of them now. 2 casts, 2 walleyes. The other one we're keeping for shore lunch. 2 for 2. Hard to tell what you got. Oh, this is a little better one here. Looks like about 3 pounds. This would be for shore lunch. This would be just. I don't want to lose it. I wish it was a little smaller. I try to get walleyes in that every morning and that, and then eat them about noon. We call it shore lunch. This one here now is 6 casts. Uh-oh. How you like that for a fast stab? He got off and that's what he did. You can see the combination. I didn't want to lose that. Look at the milk coming out of it. This is a big male. There's milk coming out of him. And for a male, you can just tell it when you grab them. The milk will come right out of them. And this one here is probably 2 pounds. We're going to save him because it don't hurt the population, and this is what we want for shore lunch. So. Looks like a smaller male. Might do. I just hate to go fishing for northerns. This is too much fun. Don't you get away. Another nice male, just beautiful eating size. don't hurt to take them out of here. I think I'm going to keep this one. Just like I keep them all this morning, but I'm going to sort out the stringer. There was one that was a bigger one I wanted to keep right away to make sure I could get enough so we could get at the northerns right away, but I'm going to put him on the stringer and get rid of one of the bigger ones, and we'll try to grade them. Instead of going for bigger fish, we go for the smaller ones because we go to fry them up. Everybody wants the smaller ones, including myself. So I don't think we'll waste any film. There's just legit one cast and watch. That's the way we're working it. Oh, I lost it. Otherwise, this is virtually action on about every third cast, every third at least. Just to give you an idea how we're working the baits. We're running battery operated, and we just want to make sure we can get some northern fishing in coming here a little later today. Had another strike. Jerk, jerk, jerk. This is off Rick's 500 a day rock, and I can see why. Another male. You don't want to come in right now. I don't know. I don't want to. I want to keep fishing. Hold still. Boy, I really had him. I don't know. I think we gotta go. Set up for northerns. You just can't keep, my wife says, filming catching fish and everything, but that's another male. The milk's coming out of it. I'm gonna save him. I think I got one female on the stringer, and we'll have enough for a good mess. The right size fish now. So now this is what you call, I got it tied, but this here, not sure. It looks like a female. So that one I'm definitely going to get rid of, and you can see this is what we're trying to do. Save the little males and get rid of any females if we can. So this is what we do for the walleye situation, but I just love to stand out here and keep catching them, but I don't know, it's hard to leave fishing like this. Pretty small, but I still had to give it. This all is happening now within a period of about 15 minutes. This is a small one. I'm having so darn much fun here. I don't know what. Just. You could have the camera going steady, but I just thought we'd get a little bit of each one in here on the walleyes before we go after northerns, and I don't even want to go after northerns. Bigger. He got it up out of the current. Yeah, lucky this 12-pound test line. I couldn't take it with 8. Even on a little fish. That current gets a hold of them, and you can't stop them. They'll get into everything. This is a nice fish. Nice fish. And I'll wave another. Females are. Oh, gosh. Sides are banged up. This had just got rid of its spawn. I won't bore you with the camera, so we'll just get a few fast shots. And down it goes. Ooh, all over me. Just release one, the next cast, you got another one, you just jig up and down. I had just a plain Mr. Twister out here and a Rapala, and they don't bite on them. This is a little extra that made them bite. Maybe it's a color, I don't know. It's boy to work this morning with Rapalas and just nothing. You can't get anything on them. I had that one homemade lure I had, and that was producing walleyes like crazy too, and it's supposed to really produce trout. Another nice little male. Oh. No, this is 3 in a row now. 3 in a row. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, this is. Three in a row, 3 casts, 3 fish. I don't know. I'm supposed to be getting shore lunch. I can't give this up. I got one hand that's I can't get it up. Oh boy. Oh. Look at big walleyes. This is it. We're going up after this regardless. Hands are sore. One of those top slimes got. I'll tell you that lake trout, them ones are the ones that fight. Oh, this is definitely it. I'm not, that's it. It's going in. We're going to go fish northerns, and the northerns really probably aren't biting that great yet. I don't know, we'll check on Rick, but we're going to get some big northerns. Forget about this. I don't know, the kids are out fishing. They took the boat and they went around into a bay to do some northern fishing. I got a couple of corks out here for northerns. I didn't do anything at all. And I've just been with Grandma here. All we've been doing is just kind of sitting around, and I just cleaned up a bunch of the walleyes. That's a view we got from the woods. We cleaned up a bunch of walleyes. They come back, we'll have them ready to eat. And I don't know, we're getting, anyhow, I am well satisfied with the trip, and sometimes you get enough fishing. You can see the raft, we patched it up. It did take a beating from the ice, so we got patched that, and we got that patched up, and tents all in place. And I think maybe we'll try to talk Rick into leaving maybe tomorrow or something. It's been a good trip, and it'd be nice to get home and tell you, get in the old tub, and but we've been having some real beautiful weather. Here,
Walleye.
what do you got?
Walleye.
Can you handle it?
Yeah. We're always all tangled up. Yeah.
It don't look like you got them. It looked like you snagged them almost.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard if you try to get the camera going. You can only get it going so many times. And Rick's in one area and I'm in another, but we're snapping a few shots. Geraldine never has been too much of a fisherman, but she's learning.
He's got that one in it.
Want me to come and help?
Right in the corner of his mouth.
I'll come and give you a hand, okay? Yeah, I suppose that'll be a good one to throw back. He'll go. Ooh,
He's gone.
I'll get another one.
Okay, it's recording.
Oh, man. Yeah, it seems kind of funny. It's hot as can be out here, and I can still see some snow on the ground over there. That's a nice little male. Got more than enough for eating.
Going after that spruce hen. Bet you I could get that with a BB gun.
You got a big one or what?
Yeah. Oh, shoot, he got loose. That was a nice one.
You just...
I mean a lot. This is it. This is the lot. Just got a new 12-pound test on this. I just get it up. I told you this was a log, and I mean it's a log. Nobody can deny this. This is a log. At least 4 or 5 feet long. I mean it. This is Trilene 12-pound test. I got one on over 6 feet. Well over 6 feet. Look at the size of that. Can you believe this? That's the turn. Man, look at that. This has to be the conclusion to our trip. Look at the size.
Nice one.
Well over 6 feet. Over 6 feet. This is the conclusion of our trip right here on fishing. I think we're heading back. This is Wednesday. I talked to Rick and he says we'll probably pack up tonight and head back tomorrow. The northerns don't seem to be in yet. The water temperature is cold. Might be a couple of weeks yet before they really come in here, and the suckers, they even begin to come in here. The walleyes are just finishing their spawn. So we're just going to catch a walleye or two more and then pack up, and we'll leave early tomorrow morning. So
we could get home. But we got to give her at least a couple, 2, 3 more casts and see what'll happen here. Like I say, the next cast, after that big stick fish, I must have really spooked up these walleyes or something, because I think this is a walleye. This is a trout and walleye hole, and I tell you, I ain't gonna get wow. What the heck I got here? This is for real. This is for real. Man. Boy, what a trip. Oh! Boy, I'm telling you, it's get kind of squelt on this walleye fishing. Really squelt. Sure beats fishing in a boat. Yeah, it was virtually up here and not even used a boat, so we're kind of limited with a little 12-foot boat, but we sure have had action. Just another dark little male. Just a cute little devil. I'd love to fish for a big northern with him. Oh, that'd be nice, but we'll let him back. Come on. Come on, lake trout. Come on. Come on, baby. Uh-oh. Oh. Walleyes that can fight like this, I can't believe it. This is a nice one, huh? Nice one, nice one. Tell you, this cold water at this, just, oh, keep away from the rocks, keep away from the weeds. Boy, I'd hate to be fishing with 4-pound test line now, I tell you. Hey, come on. Oh. Oh, man. That hole made of a trout jig in the middle and a twister on the end and a twister up here. That's what it is a combination of two things, but how can you have better walleyes than that, huh? Fight? Oh. Yeah, I tell you, we come down here for a half hour, and that's what these fish are coming, just with the as they come. My wife said before she helps get things ready. I'm telling you, this half hour I've been working, because this is going to be the last fishing here for me for maybe a month anyhow. I gotta come back. This is fun. I don't know. I can catch these little farts all day and have fun like this. I'm learning how to jig better, back and forth, how to get them. At least he didn't throw water on me. And everything, I just want to, it's about 12 feet of water now. This is during the daytime. This is how we've been catching a walleye. how many times people will get a jig on or anything and they don't jig it. What they do is they wind it. You can't do it. You got to get some of the action with it. I don't care if you're fishing. If you Minnesota fish here, you should be able to catch one out of every 4 casts at any time of the day, really. This is what we're doing. Oh. I got it right up here. Oh, I don't know.
Okay, Dick's taking down our rope bridge to get out to the fishing rock. And we're gonna head back to camp and start packing things up for tomorrow morning.
Well, I'm telling you, you think this is hard to walk on, but I'll tell you, to try to get any filming at all on this, there's got to be 2 people here at all times. You just don't get much of this camera work. Oh, I'm telling you, how in the world can you? Oh, it's risky business. You know, I haven't fell in yet.
That might
Ah!
be the best shot.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It took a lot of building. Another thing we got in the early part of the show, we got iced in. We got on that kind of an island peninsula, and there's no way we could go either way because of that ice coming in would have cut the pieces out of everything. So we spent one night. We couldn't have no choice to go anyplace. So we've had a really great experience. Lost a lot of baits in this lake. Holy man. We're on our way out, but this is part of the rapid system, and as you can hear it, this is what you went to sleep by. You could just hear this water running, and it is really relaxing. This is just a beautiful area. That is part of the sound and everything that we heard every evening. This is kind of our little trail that we got cut away going out. Down and around. And we've had a lot of high water here. There's still snow melting and there's still runoff going on, so that's what delayed the northern. We caught a few northerns, but they're real sluggish. The water is just too cold for them. It's high, high water. But boy, it sure lost a lot of baits out here. Try to get off the bottom and that, and snags, brush. A lot of brush and trees went with the high water, and boy, that's what catch a whole tree in there many times. This is our base trail. Sure pretty to hear the water.
Okay, Dick just went out to pick up the bobbers that he's had set across the lake. He says he's going to take the rapids. There he goes. Back to the landing point.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning. We just got up and we're breaking camp now. We're getting ready to go home. There's a little drizzling rain. And I see the coffee is just about getting ready or done. We got to get an early start. I might have to put the camera away and not get any too much on the way home or anything anymore. So that's what we're doing, getting ready. Thursday morning. We just got back in after the portage and that. It's still this rain, but just very light now, and so we're going to try to. Truck was in one piece and everything fine, so we got it back up. We're going to load everything up and go on our way. Yeah, we just got back here out on the main highway now. You can see the kind of road and kind of train we've been through. Had to dodge these big trucks that come down at you. This is their territory. You don't fool with them. That's what you call being loaded down. Lots of cords there. One of the lumberjacks here. Quite a load he's got back there. You can see right there now, oh gee whiz.